Morning guys, it's day 2 here on MSC World Europa. Now if you're new to my channel then hello, I'm Fraser and I'm going to be spending the rest of 2023 basically living on cruise ships as a passenger, which is very exciting. Anyway, it's day 2 here, we are in Dubai. I embarked the ship last night and then had an overnight in port, so the ship doesn't actually leave until 7 PM tonight. I'm currently on the way down to the main dining room to grab some breakfast, and then I'll catch up with you on the plan in a bit more detail when we get back to the cabin. But in an absolute nutshell, I am hoping to go to a very different part of Dubai today. So over my last couple of days here before getting on the ship, I was staying in a much more modern, built up, I guess, tourist area of Dubai. And today I'm going to head to what is more commonly known as Dubai's Old Town. Apparently there's some really good markets there. They close at lunch though, so make sure you get up early. So I'm going to head down there, see what's on offer, and then probably just head back to the ship for dinner later on. But hey look, let's get into the main dining room now, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get back up to the cabin later. Okay, thank goodness. Hopefully you can tell that I've made it into breakfast. Now, the way that it works on this ship is that you've got one main dining room, which is called Bubbles, at the back of deck 6. Now, this is open every single day for breakfast. Or if you don't want a sort of formal sit-down breakfast situation, then you can head up to the buffet, which is up on deck 18 and I believe also deck 19. Now, obviously for me, I have gone for my staple diet of Eggs Benedict, which, yeah, I think it's going to be a one-off because there's no way I can eat that every single day for the next 21 days. But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes, and then we'll head up and explore the top deck outside. Okay, breakfast done, and as you can hopefully tell, I'm now back in the cabin and ready to head back out. Now, when I was planning my trip to Dubai, a lot of people told me, oh, you definitely can't walk anywhere in Dubai, you have to take taxis absolutely everywhere. But that's okay because taxis are pretty cheap. And generally speaking, until this morning, I completely agreed with that. But I just went on Google Maps there to see ultimately what's around the cruise port. You guys will know that I'm not a huge fan of jumping on big buses full of people from a cruise ship and going off on an excursion for £100 a day. I would much rather throw my trainers on, go for a walk and see what the local port's got to offer. I quite often find that the local port is far more, what word would I use? Local, if I could use that. It usually doesn't feel that touristy once you get outside the main sort of terminal building and you get to actually experience the town or the city for what it is, rather than getting on a bus, going half an hour or 40 minutes into the next major city. The other benefit is that you get to support the very, very local economy, which I really, really enjoy doing, even if it means getting off the ship, buying a bottle of water or buying a coffee before heading back. If every single person did that on these mega ships, these people ashore would be absolutely delighted. Now, to that end, my plan is to, rather than jumping in a taxi, to head down to like downtown Dubai, which is where the Burj Khalifa is, it's where the Dubai Mall is. Now, I've done all that over the last couple of days. The plan now is to go into the Old Town, which is meant to be a completely different story to the more modern downtown type setup. From what I can gather, from looking on like Google and whatnot this morning, the oldest building there was built in 1750 or something. So I'm expecting it to look significantly different because downtown here is very blingy, very extra, very over the top. So I'll be intrigued to see if that materialises when we do go out. The other thing I'm hoping to get to is the local markets, or they call them a souk here. So you've got a spice souk and also a gold souk in this part of the city. and it looks as though on Google, granted we might get we might get completely lost because when I leave the ship I have no data on my phone, so yeah, I think it's going to be a case of retracing our steps today. But it looks as though it's a 30-minute walk or a 20-minute taxi. So the route for walking sort of goes from here to here, or a taxi for whatever reason seems to go up and round and in at the bottom. That might be a warning sign, it might be a red flag. However, I'm choosing not to take it. So let's head out the room after I apply plenty of sun cream, because my Scottish complexion will not last any longer than about 5 minutes in the Arab sun. I'll pop some sun cream on and then we'll get out and hopefully head to the old town and see the old markets of Dubai. Great, let's head out. Okay, so it's now time to get off of the ship. Now, what I'll do, I'll flip the camera so that you can see where I am at the moment, but when you look over to downtown Dubai, on one side of the skyline, you slide the view across and then you do actually get to the old town. Now, it really doesn't look far from here at all. I am pretty, dare I say, I'm pretty confident, because we all know what ends up when I say that. But yeah, I'm relatively confident that this will be doable in about 30 minutes, because it's actually only just over there. So yeah, let's go downstairs, get off the ship and head over to the old town. Okay, so now off the ship, disembarkation here was super easy. You can see behind, the gangway is literally on the same level as the dock, so you can come off higher up, but if you are looking at it from an accessibility point of view, just go down a deck and you're absolutely fine. Now, this is the first time that I've actually seen this ship in the daylight, because as you would have seen in my last video, it was a little bit sunsetty when I was getting on last night, and honestly, the scale of this thing during the day is just remarkable. I have never, ever, ever in my life seen a ship this big and of this scale. Now, I actually am leaving here wishing I could just stay on, but I know that because I'm on here for 3 weeks, there's plenty more time to explore the ship. So yeah, let's head through the other side of the terminal, start walking and see how we get on. Okay, so that couldn't have gone much worse. After walking for, what, 15 minutes, I realised I was still in the port, and basically every single bit of road or bit of pavement that I walked on just ended. The way that places are linked here, it doesn't make sense. Even downtown Dubai, you try and cross a road, but suddenly you've got 12 lanes of a highway that you have to try and get across. It is completely mad, and this place is, yeah, definitely not built for walking, so I hate to say it, but my parents were right giving me that advice, just to get in taxis everywhere. So right now, oh, I hate admitting this, right now I am walking back to the ship, which is just over there. I mean, honestly, it feels like way over there in this heat. It's 29 today. Just over there, and I am going to just hop in a taxi and tell them to just take me to the old town. I don't even think it's that expensive. I think it costs £6. It's not expensive at all. But there was me thinking, time was on my side, I could just throw my trainers on and go for a wander. So maybe not. Let's get a taxi and then get over into the old town. Okay, so walked back to the terminal and had that really annoying situation where you get in a taxi, ask them to put the meter on, and they say, no, it'll be 80 dirhams, 80 dirhams. Now, the reality is 80 dirhams is absolutely not how much it's going to cost to get over there. The rule of thumb is you divide the dirham price by 4.5 and it gives you the pound value, which is absolutely far too expensive. Now, I think I've lucked out with this though, because I went on Uber. They're charging 29 dirhams, so what, basically a fiver for the same journey. And instead of getting in a taxi like the ones behind, it's just come up on the screen and said your Audi A6 will be arriving to take you on your ride. So I actually think I might have lucked out. That said, this might be a complete lie and I might turn the corner and it'll be an A6 from 35 years ago. But yeah, let's wait and see, shall we? Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, this one here definitely lucked out, so let that be a lesson to you that, yeah, if you get in a taxi and feel uncomfortable, just get out, because there's another one waiting literally around the corner. Anyway, I've just arrived at the Spice, I think the Spice Souk, and then we'll go to the gold one later. So yeah, let's head in and see what's going on. Okay, this place is absolutely amazing, but one thing that I would say is that you have to absolutely be prepared to either just say no to everyone or walk on through, which feels really, really rude, but it's just, yeah, constant at every single little shop. Anyway, fact that I've actually just found out on the way here is that on a Sunday, it's apparently the quietest day here, due to the fact that it's the holiday. Now, I actually just didn't know what day the holiday was here, so it is worth noting that if you come on a Sunday, everything is still open, so it's actually, from a tourist perspective, a pretty good day to visit, because it's nowhere near as busy as if you were to come on a normal day of the week. Apparently, in here is completely rammed, and if you search on Google for pictures of the spice or the textile market in Dubai, you will see that it looks pretty insufferable at times. So yeah, if you find out that your ship's docking on a Sunday, or if you're visiting Dubai on a Sunday, probably come and check this out. Okay, so next on the list today is one of these little boats behind at the moment. So these are called an Abra, and you'll basically find these all over Dubai. They are super cheap to literally go from here on one side of the water over to there. Now, to get on one of them to cross the river will cost about 1 dirham, which is about 45 pence in the UK, or probably, what, about 60 cents maybe in the US. So super cheap, and definitely a lot cheaper than a cruise ship. Don't think the level of comfort will be quite what a cruise ship is, so hopefully, hopefully I will see you on the other side of the water. Okay, lo and behold, we have another travel tip for you. I think this vlog is just full of tips because it's all things that are going wrong for me today. Hopefully something at some point is going to go right, that would be good. But yeah, so I went to get on the boat and they said, okay, great, it's 1 dirham, you can only pay cash. To which I thought, excellent, the only cash that I travel with, I usually bring British pounds on holiday just so that I can tip when I'm on the ships, but I actually never travel with local currency. So I thought, that's annoying, I'm not going to be able to go on the boats. And then the girl came over and said, oh, if you've got a card, that's fine, but you'll have to come and get on another boat. And this boat is 2 dirhams each way. So I actually got my math strong earlier, which, yeah, surprise, surprise to anyone that knows me outside of here. And yeah, so 1 dirham is about 22 pence in the UK at the moment, which basically means that for a return trip, it's what, 22 times 4, so it's what, 88 pence, so not even £1. So if it was going to cost that, I absolutely will jump on if it means that I can pay with my card. So I'm now just trying to find gate 20, and once we have found that, we will be crossing the water. Okay, in a real turn of events from bad luck a minute ago, I have ended up the only person on the boat. So for 2 dirhams, so for 44 pence, this has basically ended up a private hire in all of probably about a minute and a half, but a minute and a half of a river cruise. So yeah, buckle up. So I think this might be my favourite part of Dubai. This feels, it's just so old in comparison to downtown. I absolutely love it because this is where, I think for the first time, I've actually felt as though I'm travelling to the Middle East. When you go downtown to the Burj Khalifa, and when you go to the Palm, and when you go to the Burj Al Arab, yes, it's lovely, but this to me is like the real side of things that you're actually experiencing down here. Now, time-wise, it's 2:30 at the moment, and the ship leaves tonight at 7 p.m. Now, before that, there'll be a muster drill for everyone that got on yesterday, so that we can understand, ultimately, how to get off the, well, hopefully it'll never happen, but how to get off the ship if it were to, for example, sink. So, Hopefully we won't need that, but you definitely have to go to it. Now, I am going to try and squeeze in a trip to the Gold Souk on the way back, which the reality here is pretty much where my Uber dropped me off earlier on. So I am going to head back now, get the boat back over to the other side of the river, which is where we caught up earlier, and then head up through the spice market up to the gold section. From what I've found out from speaking to people and also reading a few bits online, it's a collection of, well, I mean, someone told me about 5,000 different gold shops. I'm not sure if 5,000 seems like a lot. I'm not sure if it's that many, but let me trust Google and search it and see how many there really are. But yeah, look, let's get down to the boat and get over the water, and I will see you guys up at the Gold Souk. Okay, honestly guys, let me get down this side street because it's a little bit busy here. I've never actually seen anything quite like that, where the general public are just wandering down the street buying gold, as you do. Now, there is absolutely nothing about me that I think would suggest I'm in the market to buy gold today, or ever. And honestly, the amount of badgering that's taken place there to come on in, look at gold, come on in, buy some gold, great prices. Absolutely not. I'm not even in the market. I'm not even in the market to buy blooming metal today, never mind a gold bar. So on that note, I think it's Pigeon Central there. It's time to head back to the ship, and yeah, it's been quite a long day actually. My Garmin is currently saying we've done about 7 kilometres of walking. That obviously includes the failed walk earlier on, but yeah, about 7k. So I, for one, am really looking forward to getting back on board, grabbing a bite to eat and a coffee, and just, to be honest, finding somewhere quiet and ideally not in the sunlight to just chill out for an hour or two before sail away. Right guys, if nothing else, I am determined today. I can see World Europa. I thought, right, let me go on Wi-Fi, try and find the way back, and let's see if I can walk back. Granted, I couldn't walk here, but I am so close. There's just one minor issue. So World Europa is there. The minor issue is that this looks like a highway, but I have got relatively high hopes that you'll be able to walk over that, because that's the way that Google suggested to go. So again, Mum, Dad, if you're watching this, do not worry, I'm not about to walk across a highway. Well, I will if there's a pavement. However, yeah, let's get up and see, because this could be the way to walk off your cruise ship buffet, which is inevitable when I get back to the ship. I can see actually, now that I've turned the corner, there is what looks like a flight of stairs going up to said bridge. So hope for the best, and yeah, up we go. Lo and behold, we are at the top of the stairs, and I have never been happier to see a bridge with a pavement or a sidewalk in my entire life. Yes, it's a highway. There's World Europa over there, but we are now on the way home. I've actually got to laugh. There's the rest of Dubai spending their afternoon, you know, relaxing, having brunch, buying gold, and here's me trying to find a way to get back to the ship without paying. However, so far so good. 0 dirhams spent on the return journey, and every step now is getting closer. We're now up to 9.5k, so it's getting there, and I think I've probably worked off enough calories to justify pizza as soon as I get on board, and maybe a chip as well. So yeah, look, let's go over this bridge and I'll see you guys back on the ship shortly. So not only am I now over the bridge, which you can see behind me at the moment, but I am also, don't be alarmed, back at the house, which is such good news. Plan now for me is to get back on here and head up to the buffet. So the buffet on this ship, I think I mentioned earlier, it's got 2 floors to it, which I've never come across before. The downstairs is very similar to what you'd see on a regular cruise ship buffet, I guess. And the upstairs is like pizza, pasta, and it seems to be much more Italian, which, yeah, I haven't seen it open yet. I'm hoping it's open now and I'll take you up. But if that is the case and it's specifically Italian food, then it's so good to see MSC fully embracing what they're good at and actually what they're famous for. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get a decent pasta when we got on here. That'll do until dinner. You'll all be laughing because I've just eaten a sandwich in Starbucks. However, I've done a walk, so that'll get me by to dinner tonight, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get back up to the cabin to walk you through the plan for later on. Okay, so as you can maybe tell, I'm now back in the cabin and about to start getting ready to head back out tonight. Now, bit of an odd one in that when I came onto the ship there, they had already started the muster drill, or the evacuation drill. So I basically had to sort of jump straight into that. Now, the MSC procedure, I actually really like it. There's a lot of cruise lines out there that have gone back to, I guess, like pre-COVID muster drills where everyone gathers, everyone is wearing a life vest, everyone's waiting on the prom deck. That doesn't happen here. What the MSC procedure is, and it was the same on Virtuosa at New Year, everybody goes to their cabin, watches the safety video on the TV, and at the end of the briefing on the telly, a number will come on the screen. So in this case it was 881, I think it was. You just pick your phone up in your room, dial that number, it registers that you've watched the video, and then you just go to your muster station and check in. So checking in is really, really easy. You just take your cruise card and you just beep it on the sensor that the person's holding, a bit like a scanner on a till. And then from that point, you're free to go and enjoy your night. So, only thing, oh my goodness, it was busy down there. The last 24 hours, I have wondered where the people are on this ship because it's handling crowds really, really well. But I think during that drill, I found the people. It was, yeah, a little bit chaotic, but Again, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, everyone had to go to that one part of the ship, so of course it's going to be a little bit of pandemonium. But yeah, anyway, back to normal now. So I'm now getting ready to head out tonight, and the plan tonight, actually, I've got the schedule here. There's a fair bit going on tonight, actually. So MSC have got a new concept for entertainment on this class of ship, and it's called an immersive experience. I don't really know what to expect, but it's in the room that they call the Panorama Lounge, which, if you've been on a Meravilia or a Meravilia Plus class ship, it's that room at the back that looks over the wake. So it's right at the back of the ship, and I guess it's probably what they've redesigned that. I can't remember what it's called in Virtuosa. Is it, maybe it is called the Panorama or something? Panoramic? Can't remember. It will come to me as soon as I end this video. But it's basically their version of that. Now, the word immersive would suggest that there's probably going to be a degree of audience participation, which never fills me with delight. I would much rather just chill out at the side and have a beer. So, yeah, I'll catch up with you after and let you know how that goes. I've then had to move my dinner sitting, so it was meant to be 6 p.m. my dinner. It's, I don't even know what time it is right now. It was meant to be 6 p.m. I think it's currently like 20 past 6. But I didn't want to go to the dining room because we sail out of Dubai at 7 p.m. and I didn't really want to be trapped at a table. So they've been amazing. They've moved me straight away. So I'm now going to eat dinner at 8 o'clock, which means that I can go to that immersive experience at 7:15, followed by dinner at 8. And then the final thing I'll do will be the show in the main theatre. Now, I've booked the really late show tonight because there seems to be quite a lot going on this ship that isn't actually in the schedule. It's quite a good ship, actually, for just going and showing up somewhere and there happens to be something happening. So between dinner and that 11 p.m. show, I'm just going to wander and see where the night takes me. I guess that's probably when I'll catch up with you guys about how that immersive situation is. The only other thing to mention, when I came on the ship there, the buffet up on deck 19, I believe it is, was closed due to the muster drill. And it meant that obviously I couldn't take you in and I couldn't show you what the Italian buffet looked like. Now what I ended up doing was actually really good and I am a huge fan of this. So MSC have launched a new, I guess, dining concept on this ship, and it's a restaurant or a fast food venue that specialises in pizzas and burgers. Now, as far as I can see, I need to get this confirmed, is it on the dining list here? As far as I can see, okay, no, it's not, annoyingly, but there's a huge sign downstairs which says that the name of that restaurant is Pizzas and Burgers. That cannot be true. Maybe it is, so it's the least imaginative name that I've ever heard. But the concept works really, really well. The food is really, really fresh, and it's also really nice to be able to get food like that in that location of the ship. So it's down, I think it's on deck 6, which is just along from guest services. So if you're on Virtuosa, for example, it would be part of that main Galleria, they call it. So it's really unusual to get food down there, but yeah, a really, really nice addition, and I massively approve. So I don't have to go to deck 18 or deck 19 to get my pizza anymore. I can get it literally from reception, which is great news for me. Now, anyway, I have got about 20 minutes to get ready before leaving Dubai at 7 p.m, so I'm going to cut now and head out onto the decks once I've got changed and freshened up a little bit for dinner, and I will see all of you guys out there for leaving Dubai. Okay, so that's us now left Dubai, and our next protocol is Abu Dhabi tomorrow morning. So yeah, feels good actually to have sailed out of a port. The funny thing with getting on the ship yesterday and then leaving today is that you get this really rare sense of anticipation building up in the ship, and it's quite clear with how many people that are out on the decks. Granted, not at this bit, but I've snuck somewhere quiet to talk to you guys. It's really telling with the number of people that are out on the decks tonight that, yeah, this is a moment that people have obviously been really looking forward to. Now, as I said earlier, this cruise that I'm on is part of the Grand Voyage back to Europe, so I'm on for 21 nights. There's a lot of people on this ship who will be getting off in Abu Dhabi tomorrow morning, and they'll be the final people for the Grand Voyage will be getting on in Abu Dhabi tomorrow, so I think most of them will be on for sort of 18 or 19 nights to get back into the Med. So yeah, next up for me is down to the theatre for this immersive experience. Let's, see how that ends up. And I'll speak to you guys probably after dinner. See you in a bit. So yeah, that's a wrap on today. The overall quality that I have seen on this ship today has absolutely lived up to what I experienced yesterday. I am really, really impressed with the product that MSC are offering on World Europa at the moment. Long may it continue for the next 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks, while I'm on board. Because if this is the norm, then honestly, anybody that's got this ship booked over summer this year, you are in for an absolute treat. And this isn't an ad, so yeah, you can trust me on that one. Now, my plan for tomorrow is to get off in Abu Dhabi and do a bit of exploring, so hopefully you'll think about coming along on that journey with me. That would be great to have you with us. And yeah, just a final word from me. I've just come out of, yes, dinner, but also that immersive entertainment that I mentioned earlier. Honestly, hands down, one of the, in fact, the best show that I've ever seen on an MSC ship. If they can deliver that consistently to the quality that we saw tonight, then yeah, I think that could actually give quite a few of the big American lines a real run for their money. That was brilliant. The venue it's in is obviously custom designed for that type of show. Honestly, I'm actually a little bit blown away by that tonight. And I've only had one glass of wine, so that's how you know it's genuine. But hey, look, for now, I'm going to head back inside and see the second show of the night, and I'll catch all of you guys tomorrow morning in Abu Dhabi. Great. Thanks very much, guys. Good night. Bye.